Hello everyone and welcome back to the Stahls UK YouTube channel. In today's video, we are talking all about brand new Glimmer heat transfer vinyl. Now this is a super exciting brand new product launch and I'm thrilled to be able to talk you all through it today. I'm going to be covering not only what Glimmer is, but also how to cut, weed and heat apply this onto a sweatshirt just like this one. So if you want to learn more about Glimmer heat transfer vinyl, then keep watching this video. Now, Glimmer heat transfer vinyl has to be one of my all-time favourites. With a super sleek finish and ultra-fine glitter particles, this allows you to get the sparkle reflective look of glitter with a smooth result on the garment. It's smooth to the touch, it has a shifting gradient effect, and at 260 microns thick, it's guaranteed to feel super smooth and super wearable on any garment you apply it to. Glimmer comes in 8 different colours, so there's guaranteed to be a colour that will suit the job you're running. But of course, today we are going to be printing this pink on pink design with the pink glimmer that I have here. And I also wanted to show you a couple of my favorites as well. So the blue has to be one of my favorites. It's just stunning. And of course we've got silver. We couldn't introduce a glitter glimmer range without a silver. So yeah, super excited to get heat printing with these today. So let's jump on over to the cutter and get started. Glimmer heat transfer vinyl is super easy to cut and weed. And regardless of what cutter you're using, we've got you covered with all of the accurate settings. If you're using a silhouette cameo like we are today, then you're going to want to set your speed to an 8 and your force/pressure to an 11. If you're using a Graphtec, then you're going to want a blade of 45 degrees, a speed of 25 centimeters per second, and a force of 11. And finally, if you're using a Roland cutter, same blade of 45 degrees, same speed of 25 centimeters per second, but you're going to want a force of 180 to 190 GF and an offset of 0.250 millimeters. Don't worry, we've added all of these cutting instructions to our website, so just head to the instructions tab and you can find them whenever you need them. Once we've cut our heat transfer vinyl, it's time to weed. And like I said, this vinyl is super easy to weed. You can see here how it's just coming away really easy from that carrier. And as soon as you are finished weeding, it's time to head on over to the heat press. Now, this is the part I've been most excited for. The finished result on this glimmer just looks absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited to show you. So first step, we want to load our garment onto this heat press, but we do not want to just do it like that. We want to make sure that we're threading this garment to make sure we can isolate the top layer. So I'm going to separate the front and the back of the hoodie and load it onto the heat press using threadability, which is an essential for every single garment decorator out there. Now, the first thing I'm thinking is we are going to have an issue with pressure with this hoodie because it has very thick seams up here by the collar. We can pull this off of the press, but we're still going to have to contend with this pocket down here. Now, we could use a range of different accessories, but what we want to do is isolate this print area here where we're going to be applying our vinyl. So I'm going to remove this lower platen from the heat press and replace it with a smaller one. All Hotronix heat presses have interchangeable lower platens, so it makes it super easy to just lock that platen into place. And now we've got a platen that perfectly fits the area that we want to decorate on and will allow the pocket and the neckline to fall off of that. But because we have just changed the platen, we are going to check our pressure. Because you're changing the surface area, we want to make sure it's accurate. That's on a 0, so I'm just going to turn the pressure up a bit and test it again. Now that's on an 8, which is way too high. So I'm going to bring it back a bit. We're aiming for that medium pressure here. That's currently sitting on a 3, which is fine. So now when I load my garment on, you can see we're still using threadability because we have got that caddy stand on here, but I've got a completely flat surface area for this print. This neckline here is hanging off and the pocket has been completely pushed off of the back. Perfect for getting even pressure. Next up, we want to carry out a pre-press. So I'm just going to place a sheet of release paper over the top to protect our garment. And I'm just going to pre-press for 3 seconds. This also gives us an opportunity to check that our pressure is accurate with that garment on there. So in this case, mine is a little high, so I'm just going to bring it up a bit. Then it's time to take our heat transfer vinyl design. So as I said before, we are doing that pink on pink look. And I'm just going to create a little fold in at the top of the carrier here, just so that I can see where that center point is on my design. line, and then we can place it where we want it. The great thing about Glimmer heat transfer vinyl is that the carrier is slightly tacky, so once you've placed it down, it's not going to move from that place that you've put it on the garment. Cover with release paper again, and fuse for 10 seconds. Super easy, super quick finish. This is going to give us a really lovely glittery finish, and it only takes 10 seconds. And the best part is that it is a hot peel. So when this press pops open just like that, we can take one corner of this vinyl and just pull away that carrier just like so. And there you have the first print on this hoodie. Glimmer is such an amazing product. I love the finish on it. Now we've completed the front on this hoodie, I want to also do a sleeve application. But in order to do that, we're going to need to put the 40x50 platen back on here. So again, just unlocking that side platen, lifting this off, and loading our 40x50 heat press platen back on. Lock it into place just like that. In order to print the sleeve of this garment, I don't really want to print onto double layers like this. I want to still isolate that top layer. So I'm going to take this heat press pillow. This is the leg and sleeve version, but as always, I'm going to check the pressure first before we load it into our garment and start pressing. So that pressure is currently on a 2, which will probably be okay by the time we get our garment under there. Now, when it comes to placement on a sleeve, what I tend to do is rather than just printing on this flat bit here, you want to use the shoulder seam as a guide. And 9 times out of 10, your garment will be folded in sort of that place. So you can use the crease down the middle as a bit of a guide. So we're going to load our heat press pillow into the sleeve of our garment, and you can see immediately by loading this on that we have got that fold down the middle. So that is how we know where our center point is going to be, but we are going to pre-press this first. But as always, covering with release paper just to protect that garment, and then we're going to give it a 3-second pre-press. Taking our heat transfer design, we've done an outline of the same design for this. Just going to place that on the sleeve like so. I can still kind of see where that fold line is. So that is going to be our center point. And like I said before, this is a sticky carrier. So once you place it down, it's not going anywhere, which is super handy. Place that release paper back on again and 10-second fuse just like before. Once it opens, remove that release paper, and yet again we can do a hot peel on this carrier. And now we have got a gorgeous front print on this hoodie, but we also have this gorgeous sleeve print as well. So the two together look fantastic. Very, very happy with how these came out. And as you can see, with Hotronix heat presses, it really is possible to do multiple placements, keeping that pressure 100% accurate and coming up with a fantastic finish just like this. That's how easy it is to use brand new Glimmer heat transfer vinyl. Now, I've got my favorite 3 colors with me here today, but it does come in 8 different colors, which are all available online to purchase by the meter or by the roll. So just head online to stahls.co.uk and you can get started with brand new Glimmer heat transfer vinyl.